Hi, Caleb from Brownells here, and in today's quick tip, I'm going to be showing you how to use the Law Alignment Tool, or LAT for short. So I haven't actually used this tool before. We just got it in, and I thought it was a really cool concept, so we're just going to go through it right now. So this is also a product review as well as a product how-to. So it comes wrapped up in some bubble wrap there, which is perfect. You got your Ziploc bag, which we can place neatly over there for later. We've got the destruction manual, and it's got some pictures for if you're like me, you need pictures to get through things. They got you covered. So I just kind of looked at the pictures real quick, so I think I know how to use it. If not, we'll refer back to that. Okay, so one thing it does require is a Geissele Reaction Block. So if you don't already have one of these, you probably should, because it's actually a really useful tool. What it does is you hold in the vise, and your receiver extension or buffer tube goes in here, and these screws on top are polymer, and they hold it down into place. This is great for if you're like staking your castle nut or something like that. This is a really good way to hold it. But the Law Alignment Tool takes it a step further by turning this into an alignment tool with your lower receiver. So this is our lower receiver right here. Temporarily we have it held into this block, and this is a receiver that we actually already built out, but you would typically use this whenever you're building a lower receiver. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the grip off, because it requires the grip to not be on the firearm, or on the receiver I should say, and this driver is too small. So I'm just going to grab my longer driver here. And so typically, whenever you first start assembling your lower receiver, you'll start with either putting your receiver extension on, putting your grip on. I like to start with the magazine catch first. But if you just get it set up in here, you can assemble all of your lower receiver and then save your grip for last. And then you don't have to worry about it. So for all intents and purposes here, we will just, I'm trying to get that D10 out so I don't lose it. We'll just simulate that we've put all of our lower receiver together, and now we're getting ready to do our receiver extension, and the last thing we're going to do is the grip. You follow? Okay. So we have it set up just like so, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to install my receiver extension loosely, and we already have our Law folding stock adapter installed. You don't have to have this, but you certainly can. Okay, so, and I say you certainly can. I'd recommend it. It's a great addition to your firearm, especially if you want it to be more compact during storage. So I'm just going to install this like normal. If you don't know how to install the Law folding stock adapter, we have a great video on it. So go check that out. And we'll just put that in place. So what you're going to want to do at this point is just install your castle nut hand tight, just like that, okay? And then we'll close it, okay? And then now at this point, we can transition a bit here. We'll go ahead and take our reaction block, hold that in the vise, nice and snug there. Make sure our screws are backed off. Now we can take our alignment tool, defeat the packaging tape, and I'm going to need to look at that picture one more again, because I don't know what side. Actually, I do, because they're different sizes. Alright, so you have a large cut side and a small cut side. The small cut, and these screws are also polymer, which is super convenient. So the logo facing upward, and the narrow side slides on to your grip area, just like that. So push this all the way on, and it should fit nice into that grip recess right there. Then what we're going to do is grab a driver and tighten down this polymer screw nice and snug. It doesn't have to be super tight. It's just holding it in place. That's all it's doing, is preventing it from falling off the receiver. Alright, so now with this back screw backed out, we're going to slide our receiver extension into the Geissele block. And I'm going to have to adjust this in the vise because this bottom piece here is going to clamp around the block. And I'll actually just do it right here and show you. So slide it forward. It slides in, and these fit tight to each other. So this fits tight to your receiver. This fits tight to the block because it's holding your receiver extension perfectly vertical with your receiver. Hence the name alignment tool. And then tighten down this rear one here. Honestly, you probably don't even need a driver to do it. Just hand tight should be just fine. Alright. And then now, the last step is to tighten down these top screws. There we go. And then we'll grab this in the vise. Now, the alignment tool is doing its job by aligning everything and holding everything right where it needs to be. So what I would recommend using is an open-end castle nut wrench, because if you use one that's closed all the way around, like the Magpul one or even the Brownells one, you'll have to put the wrench on before you slide it in here, which is perfectly doable. If that's all you have, that's fine, it'll work. It's just a little inconvenient. So if you use an open-end one like this, way more convenient. So what we can do is, I'll actually use the covered end here. We'll just tighten our castle nut, and if you want to actually put a torque wrench on it, you can. That's perfectly fine. But I like to just make them nice and snug and not worry about it because I always stake them. And this is great for holding it if you're going to stake it. So what we'll do, we have a very detailed video on how to properly stake a castle nut. So go check that video out to see how to stake it. But at this point, you would literally just stake it. I guess I'll stake it while you're here. Let's go ahead and stake it. Let me grab my staking tools here. They are somewhere in this pouch. Let me grab one quick. There's one. Hammer, center punch, and I'll just come on the end plate right here. And this tool is going to hold it all for me. Nice and solid too. It's way better. I can feel more energy from my hit being transferred versus using one of the magwell blocks. This is a way better way to hold it for this. And there we go. So nice and simple. To remove everything, you just simply loosen the screws here. This one I used the wrench to tighten. So I'll just loosen that. I'll loosen the screw that grabs onto the lower receiver. And then these top three ones here on the Geissele block. And everything slides right off. Now I can put my grip back on and everything's properly installed, which I guess I will go ahead and do since I have all my tools right here in front of me. And that is all there is to it. A very useful tool. That was actually my first time using it. I'm pretty impressed. Definitely going to be using that again on future builds. And like I mentioned before, you don't have to use a folding stock adapter with it like we did. You can just use your standard buffer tube or standard receiver extension because the length index is based on the Geissele block, so it'll fit any of them. Alright. Any AR-15 one, I should say. But yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, experience with this tool, let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you need help with anything for any reason ever, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.